It's old-time hockey, the way you're supposed to play. You throw a little lumber if a guy gets in your way. You play like Gordie Howe or Eddie fucking Shore. We can't all be Gretzky, some news or Bobby Orr's. Hey!
On August 8th, 1988, the hockey world and the sports world over were shocked that Wayne Gretzky had been traded from the Edmonton Oilers to the Los Angeles Kings, where he would play 7 full seasons. But it was during the 95-96 season, which would have been his 8th on the Kings. Reports had started to surface in the press that Gretzky was unhappy with the team. And on February 27th, 1996, it was made official. Wayne Gretzky had been traded to the St. Louis Blues. And all the Blues had to give up was Patrice Tardif, Roman Vopat, Craig Johnson, and 2 draft picks. At the time of the trade, the Blues and the New York Rangers emerged as the front-runners. But St. Louis was able to meet Gretzky's monetary demands, so the deal was done. Gretzky was immediately named the team's captain and scored 21 points in 18 regular season games, as well as 16 points in 13 playoff games, with the Blues only 1 game shy of advancing to the conference finals. And that was the end of Gretzky's stint in St. Louis. The following season, he signed a contract with the New York Rangers, where he would eventually finish out his career. So what happened in St. Louis? Why did Gretzky only play a total of 31 games, including playoffs? It could have been due to the chemistry, or lack thereof, between Gretzky and Blues Hall of Famer Brett Hull. But it was mostly due to Gretzky's strained relationship with the Blues coach Mike Keenan. Gretzky had played for Keenan before in international tournaments representing Canada, and Keenan's style of coaching was definitely not Gretzky-centric. And even with Wayne Gretzky on his team full-time, Keenan refused to moderate his coaching strategies around the Great One, and openly criticized Gretzky in the press for not being adaptive to his style of coaching. So at the end of the 95-96 season, Gretzky was offered a 3-year deal with the St. Louis Blues worth $15 million. Gretzky would reject the offer and instead test the waters of free agency. Gretzky had a deal in place with the Vancouver Canucks and verbally agreed with Canucks president and general manager Pat Quinn to formally sign a contract the next day. But it was Stan McCammon, the CEO of Orca Bay and Sports Entertainment, the ownership group of the Canucks, who ordered Pat Quinn to call Gretzky and demand that he sign his contract immediately. Gretzky took offense to this newfound pushiness and mistrust with the Canucks ownership and decided to call off the deal. So Canuck fans can thank Stan McCammon for not signing the Great One in Vancouver. Instead, on July 21st, 1996, Wayne Gretzky would sign a 2-year, $8 million deal with the New York Rangers, reuniting him with a longtime Oiler teammate Mark Messier. Gretzky would go on to play 3 full seasons with the Rangers before retiring at the end of the 1998-99 season. But you always have to wonder, what if St. Louis would have done anything to keep Gretzky on their team? Maybe if St. Louis had made a coaching change? Maybe if the chemistry between Hull and Gretzky developed, it would have been an entirely different ending to Gretzky's great career.
It's old-time hockey, the way you're supposed to play. You throw a little lumber if a guy gets in your way. You play like Gordie Howe or Eddie fucking Shore. We can't all be Gretzky, some news or Bobby Orr's. Hey!